4 weeks ago on Instagram, Twitter, and literally every social media site I'm on, I posted about doing a 500 subscriber Q&A. Finally, 4 weeks later, nearly a month later, I am finally getting around to doing it. But it's a little different. I now have 591 subscribers. So this is the 591 subscribers Q&A. I'm going to kick off this 591 subscriber Q&A by getting my questions from my beloved Instagram page. So the first one is from Brando Merriman. It says, what was the best moment in my life supporting Chelsea? Brandon, there is only one thing I loved more about being a Chelsea fan. 19th of the 5th, 2012. When we conquered Europe for the first time in our history. Oh, nothing will ever compare to that. Not even meeting the Chelsea team. Okay, actually, maybe Ireland scoring at least a goal at the Euros and actually being there will compare to it. But from a Chelsea point of view, nothing will compare to it. I started supporting Chelsea in the 06-07 season. And it was always talked about our aim was to win the Champions League. And we finally done it that night. And we did it against all the odds. We came up against Napoli, we should have been knocked out. In the group stages, should have been knocked out. Came up against Barcelona and the Gary Neville goal-gasm, we should have been dead. But we managed to survive and get that crucial goal in the last minute to send us through. I know the Ramirez goal sent us through, but still, it was just an absolutely insane moment that I will never, ever forget. Next one comes from Sean_Stokes. What has been my greatest League of Ireland moment? I've only been following the league since 2012, and probably just for nostalgia reasons, one of my best moments was seeing my first ever League of Ireland game, which was around 2012. It was the 27th of July, and Bohs played Dundalk. And this back when Dundalk would only bring like 20 fans to Dalymount Park, and Bohs won 2-1. I'm pretty sure Owen O'Wearan scored that day for Bohs, and it was a cracker. Other than that, I can't really remember. I just remember the day out, and damn, I want to go again. And now that I'm in the past, say, 3.5 years, I've gotten older and I'm able to go to games by myself. And it's been such an enjoyment getting involved with the league, setting programs of Bohs, doing my work experience with Shamrock Rovers, the B team. It has been just a great experience now following the local league. I would never imagine myself following the league, like, say, in 2011 or something like that, because I didn't even know there was a league. But now that I've really gotten into it, it's just, I've met so many great people from it as well. Okay, next one is from Adidas Alistair 7. Adidas_Alistair 7. Or and I have been in 3 of your Q&As already. If you don't get to manage in the Prem, where else would you love to manage? See, that's the thing. I think Premier League isn't like on the top of my level of management. I would love to manage like somewhere mad, anywhere in the world. As in, for me personally, I think America is the place to be for young and upcoming coaches, especially with expansion teams. Right? Take a look at Atlanta United and Minnesota United. Those Tato Martino, I'm pretty sure, is in charge of Atlanta United. So let's go with them, okay? Tato Martino has a project set in front of him, because he is the first manager of this new club. This new club has no history behind it. It has no, he'd be compared to this manager. Tata Martino can do what he wants. It's his blueprint other managers will be following. And I think that's just a great start for a new coach. There's no pressure. It's, let's have our heads above water before the end of the season. And you could progress from the playoffs there, and maybe in 10 years' time, MLS Cup, or even the playoffs. Maybe, I don't know how the progression work, but it's your blueprint that other managers will be following from. I think that's just a great thing for coaches to get into. Okay, now here's another one from Niall W.15. Who, in your opinion, will be in the top 4 in the Premier League at the end of the season? Well, this comment was posted 5 weeks ago, so it probably would have been a lot more relevant 5 weeks ago. But Chelsea and Tottenham done. It comes down to 3 more teams with like literally 2 games left. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City. I think Arsenal will probably just miss out, surely because they're behind everyone at the moment. And Wenger, you see, the thing is, there's kind of a catch-22 for the Wenger out brigade. If Wenger wins the FA Cup and top 4, he'll definitely get a contract. But if he doesn't, that'll be seen as a failure for the season. Arsenal fans will be upset, but Wenger will probably leave. So there's a massive catch-22 in there if you're an Arsenal fan and of the Wenger out brigade. Next question is David Mahan 04. If Boyle could sign any LOI player, who would it be and why? Well, to be honest, David, I don't know who I want to sign. Probably Shawnee Maguire, since we don't have a goal scorer. Someone who can whip in a cross. Because Lorcan Fitzgerald can't really do that, if I'm honest. Like, he's been pretty poor this season. He's crossed 2 balls in this year, right, that have actually led to a goal. That was a corner against Galway on St. Paddy's Day and a free kick against Drogheda on the 25th of March. Other than that, his crossing has been pretty woeful, pretty dreadful. And other than that, I really can't say anything more. But Shawnee Maguire, imagine having Shawnee Maguire. Or a keeper. I love a new keeper as well, because I do like Shane Supple, but I don't think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. But then again, we have no money and we're so poor. Another thing, I wouldn't have sold Keith Buckley or Curtis Byrne. I don't, have any affiliation with Roberto Lopez anymore. I think you guys know why. Here's another question from that_lad_Steve. What football game would you like to go to? There's 2. The Super Clasico in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, between Boca Juniors and River Plate. I really want to go to La Bombonera. I couldn't remember the name for a sec. I think that is just like a paradise of football, La Bombonera. It'd be incredible to go for something like the Super Clasico. I'd love to go for any Boca Juniors game, because the history at Boca is incredible. They've won countless Copa Libertadores. Actually, if you have Netflix, there's a really good documentary on Boca Juniors. It's called La Boca. Go check it out. Fantastic documentary. Absolutely loved it. Another game, obviously, is El Clasico. Actually, just any Barcelona game again. I've only seen Barcelona once. I've actually done a vlog on it. Check it out. It'll leave a little icon in the top corner of the screen, or just link in the description down below. But that wasn't the real Barca, because it was a pre-season friendly and they were just getting geared up for the season. As in, Celtic actually played a strong enough team, considering they were in the middle of a Champions League qualifier on the Tuesday or the Wednesday next. So that made Celtic's team really interesting to look at. But Barcelona's team, by the end of it, like, they were players that have not been in the first team whatsoever this year, and it was kind of annoying. But Messi did start. Luis Suarez, I'm pretty sure, scored the goal. Arda Turan scored a screamer in that game as well. Anyway, moving on. Eat dog shit or support Arsenal? Neither. I can't eat because of my medical condition, and I'd hate to support Arsenal. So, yeah, that's a kind of a bit of a tricky one. It's kind of between a rock and a hard place. Next one comes from Mas on Kernkevich. I really screwed that up. I'm so sorry. Why do you still call yourself Ginger Mourinho if you're a Chelsea fan? I actually explained this on an episode of 100% Chelsea I did after the Manchester United match. I'll leave a link in the description for that video as well. Basically, okay, if you're old enough like me, Ginger Conte sounds like a certain word, which means a certain thing. And that's why I'm not Ginger Conte and I'm Ginger Mourinho. And plus, Ginger Mourinho has a nice ring to it. Ginger Conte just sounds bland, and obviously it sounds like a really bad word. So that's why I'm not Ginger Conte. If you if you guys actually have any name suggestions, leave them down in the comments, and and maybe consider them. What is the most amount of goals you've scored in one match? 1. I don't score many goals. It was like the first time I played a match since I came out of hospital for my long spell. It was like 2.5 years, 3 years. And I tried to smash it, and I ended up chipping it instead. And the ball went over the goalkeeper. I was like a little chubby thing coming out of the hospital. So yeah, that's the most amount of goals I've ever scored in one game. Next question is from Therese.cheek. What would you like to go to college and to study? Also, would you ever live abroad? I'm going to go to the second part first. Yes, I would love to live abroad. My God, that is one of my dreams. I have many dreams. I'm a dreamer, if I'm honest. I work hard. Don't get me wrong. Maybe not at school, but other things. Like this, and like coaching, and other stuff like football. But yeah, I'm a dreamer. I'd love to live everywhere and anywhere. Copenhagen, London, Buenos Aires, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica. Even like somewhere like Donegal or Derry. It's just, I want to live somewhere other than Dublin, because Dublin I've known all my life, and Skerries more specifically. So yes, I would absolutely love to live abroad. I'm not kidding you. The first chance I get, I'm moving abroad, so somewhere far away from Skerries as possible. And then what would you like to would you like to go to college and would study what? Yes, I'd love to go to college. Study what? Journalism is kind of something I'd be into because of this whole YouTube thing. But I've been told by a few people that journalism isn't great. But then again, I know I've met a couple of journalists and they do awesome things. They go to like report League of Ireland matches. They got to go to the Euros for pay. They get to pay, go to football matches and to report in football matches. So I think it's pretty good. But I don't think I'd be like the writing type football journalist because I can't spell for my life. I really can't. As in, I'm decent in English, but my spelling really lets me down. So I think I'd be more like a Sky Sports reporter like Jeff Shreves or Andy Burton. Okay, this one's from Jago.Mullen. He has a couple of questions. He says, do you have a girlfriend? Best match you've ever watched? Favourite Scottish team? Favourite Irish team? Okay, Jago Mullen, I have no idea where you're from. If you are from the Republic of Ireland, then my team is obviously Bows. If you're from the north of Ireland, you're on about the Irish League, which is what it's called up north, and it's called the League of Ireland down here. My favourite Irish team basically is Bohemians, through and through. I've done so many vlogs on them, got to nearly every single game this season. Yeah, I just love the club to pieces. One of the greatest decisions I've ever made, supporting Bows. Do I have a girlfriend? That's just a straight up answer, no. Look at me, sure, I'm ginger. Best match I've ever watched live has to be Italy 0, Ireland 1. That Robbie Brady goal. I still haven't watched that on TV. I was there behind the goal for it. I still have not watched that on TV. I refuse to watch it on TV. I want to keep it ingrained in my mind forever. Like, it's just something you don't want to see for real. You just want to keep it ingrained in your mind forever. That just magic moment that will live for me for the rest of my life. Then I said my favourite Scottish team. I don't really have one, but because I'm Irish, I keep an eye on Celtic, and I do have sort of a liking to them, because like some of their chants are so creative, like the Scotty Sinclair one, and that Brendan Rodgers Last Christmas one, and then the recent one like Brendan Rodgers here for 10 in a row, that one's pretty sound as well. But yeah, I'm actually planning to go to a Celtic game next season. I've already been to one, but like one at Celtic Park, so there'll be a vlog on that definitely. Blee.Chelsea. I'm pretty sure he's like commented on this loads of times before, and it's actually a really good Instagram page as well. What was it like to meet the Chelsea team, and who was your favourite to meet? It was honest to God, it was absolutely amazing to meet the Chelsea team for the first time at Stamford Bridge and the second time in the Netherlands. It was honest to God, it was just my word, filled me with so many emotions and all sorts of things. My favourite players to meet though, right? On the night of the Schalke game, it was definitely Mata, JT and Lampard. It was just amazing to meet these three. I've grown up with I know Mata was only at the club for 2 years, but these were just like my favourite players from that night in Munich. I know John Terry didn't play, but these three were such an integral part to winning that trophy that I just could not love them. And then when I went to Holland, it was Fabregas, Drogba and JT again. Really, just to meet Drogba, man, and Cesc Fabregas. I've always loved Cesc Fabregas. This is my garden actually, just about Cesc Fabregas, and over the wall, just behind the camera, is a green. I went nuts out there when I found out we signed Fabregas. Absolutely nuts. I've loved the guy at Barcelona. I've loved him at Chelsea. I even liked him at Arsenal, for God's sake. Arsenal, and I really don't like Arsenal. Okay. Next question is from Jamie_Stack_04. Do you think Chelsea can go on to bigger and better things? 100%. Rumours that Conte will be giving a 200 million war chest to be spending on new players. I think Chelsea can go so far in the coming years. This squad is so good as well. And not just because we have players like Eden Hazard and Cesc Fabregas, but 3 players even, right? Marcus Alonso, Victor Moses and N'Golo Kante, right? A couple of years ago, they were nomads. Kante was playing for Caen. Marcus Alonso was relegated with Bolton a couple of years ago. Victor Moses never thought he'd play for Chelsea again. And now they're three of the most integral parts of the team. I think players like that, who have come from maybe the depths of despair as a footballer, and now are playing for titles and Champions Leagues, I think that motivates players so much. And I think that really, gives them a massive leap for their careers, and I think these will, just stay with us forever. Okay, this is from Wilfson, I think. I'm probably butchering that as well. Really sorry. Who's your most hated team? It's between three: Spurs, Shamrock Rovers, and Man United. My God, when I saw Old Trafford when I went over to the Man United Chelsea game, I could just feel the hatred inside me. I could feel myself boiling up. Like, my God, I hate that sign. I hate the colour. I hate the ground. I hate the crest. I hate everything about Manchester United. It just sickens me to my core. And then the other teams as well. Spurs think they're a bigger club than they are. In fact, actually, Spurs. I'm not gonna like mess around here. Spurs have been one of the best teams, if not the best team in England this year. We've won the league. We could possibly win the FA Cup after knocking them out, and this is their best season ever. And they're gonna finish with squat, absolute squat. It's absolutely glorious. And then going on to the team, both recently lost to Shamrock Rovers. Oh, I hate them as well. My God, arrogant. As in, yes, they are Ireland's most successful club. I'll give them that. Like Man United are England's most successful club. But they're a dying breed, unfortunately for them. I can't see them winning the league title. I actually did predict them to be challenged for it. Oh, what a big mistake that was. The way Cork are going. Malloy 0-0. Killian Malloy, my guy. Always been seeing him at the both games. Sell programs with him. Absolute legend. It's his birthday soon. Happy birthday, Killian. What stadium, not in Europe, would you most like to visit? I think I already mentioned that. La Bombonera is up there. Providence Park in Portland. I can't remember what it's called, but New York Cosmos' ground, MCU, I think. I'd love to go there as well. There's probably other grounds I'd like to visit. I'd love to go to Allianz Stadium for like a Sydney derby. That'd be incredible. Some of these matches and some of these games have grown so much over the past few years. They'd be incredible to go to. Also, Copenhagen Stadium I'd like to go to with the Brøndby fans for an away day. That'd be unreal. O_Kirby_11. My God, so many of you have underscores. Adidas or Nike? Well, I'm an Adidas man. I know Chelsea are going to Nike next season, but I love Adidas so much. Everywhere I go, like every city I visit on holidays, I'm always looking for the Adidas store. I didn't find one in Amsterdam. I'm not sure if there's one there. I didn't find one in Copenhagen. There's one in Berlin. Loved it. One in London. Absolutely adore it. Literally every time I'm in London, unless it's a day trip, I always try to make sure I get to that Adidas store. I cannot live without going to the Adidas store. Nighttown in London is actually pretty smashing as well. I got a classy PSG hat in there that you've probably seen in a couple of my videos. Okay, and the last question for Instagram is, if you did not support Bows, who would you support? Irish League, in brackets. Oh, tough one. I'm going to go for Sligo Rovers. My friend Odrin supports Sligo Rovers. I did a vlog, he was in it. He also has a channel. Leave links to both of them in the description. Yeah, Sligo Rovers. I semi-followed them for a while with Odrin. We saw a couple of games together, and then we just didn't go to many games in the space of 3 or 4 months. I was like, feck that. So that's probably why it all happened. But yeah, Sligo Rovers would definitely be the team I'd be supporting. We do have 2 questions left. They're from Twitter. They're the only 2 I got, so I'm just going to do them now. Let's have a look. Go to Twitter. Bang. Oh, no. Sorry, dudes. List. There we go. There we go. It's Twitter. Okay. Another one from Killian. Except on Twitter. How long have you been supporting Bows, and what made you start supporting them? To be honest, I've really only been supporting Bows for about 2 years now. And why did I start supporting them? I felt at home there. I started to get to know people. People started to get to know me, be really friendly with me. It was always like, oh, there's that ginger kid, you know? It was always just a great feeling going. When I really started to get to know people was Rovers away last year. We lost 3-1, absolutely pandemonium. We saved a penalty. We scored a goal, an absolute insane goal by Curtis Byrne. My God, it was the best feeling I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie, my word, it was such a brilliant feeling. And then I just, started where I sit at Bows now, where you see in the vlog stats, I know a lot of people around there, and I love this. I love Bows so much now, and it's just the team I'll love forever. I think I would die happy if I was managing Bows when I'm older for my whole managerial career, getting to just a 3rd round qualifying against the Belgian team like that. I just love them so much. It is just home to me now. I didn't even watch the Chelsea game, if I'm honest, on Friday. I went to the Dublin derby. That's I of course you'd rather watch live football than actually just sit at home and watch TV, but like, I just love them so much. As in, a couple of years ago I wouldn't have done that, but now I'll do it. That's how much bowls mean to me now. Okay, one more from LFC Gaza 1997. If sports didn't exist, what job would you be interested in pursuing, and why? Something that involves a lot of travel. As I said, I like travel, and not just for the football. That is probably the main reason why I love traveling. But it's a whole experience different cultures, meet different peoples, experience what life is like in other countries and cities, and learning new languages. I love learning new languages. I'm trying to learn Spanish at the moment. Not going too well. Spanish in Ireland, languages in Ireland are taught very poorly. So I am trying my best. Duolingo is helping me out greatly. Thanks, little green bird. Your help is much appreciated always. But yeah, I'd love to do something in the travel industry. Guys, I know it took forever, but after 4 weeks, we finally get this Q&A done. 591 subscribers Q&A, funnily enough, instead of the 500, because I just completely forgotten. I had so many individual matches at such a small sequence of time. I really didn't get it done, but finally got a free bit of time and done it. Guys, thanks for your questions. I actually love answering your questions. A lot of them are still about football. Look, honestly, next time I do a Q&A, send absolutely anything, and I don't care. As in, even if it's something like, what was it like, in Denmark, when you were in Denmark? Or, do you think Pluto should be a planet? Questions like that. And then obviously the usual football ones. I absolutely love talking about football and travel. Literally anything, especially to you guys and my Ginger Mourinho TV family. As always, guys, give the video a like, share it around on social media, and remember, subscribe.